Hey guys, this is Albert Fisk, and welcome back to another daily sketch video. If you're not familiar with this mini series, this is where I flip through my daily sketchbooks. I'm trying to do one sketch each day for the entire year. And this is the second book, whoops, as you can see there. And if you haven't seen the first one, I will put a link to that video on the screen up there, or you will also find a link to it in the description of this video. As you can see, this stretches from the 1st of April to the last of June. And I think we just start flipping through this because, yeah, there are a lot of them to flip through. And the last video, I think it turned out to be 20 minutes or something. And I'm going to try and make this one a little bit shorter. So I start off this with apparently a Mass Effect drawing. I didn't know this was from Mass Effect. I just picked a reference from Google that I thought would look nice. And then some of these, as I said before, are kind of fast, super fast, and not very... I didn't put too much time into some of them, and that's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. The whole idea is to just do one sketch per day. And I think I've mentioned this before. I did take a break for, I think it was half a month, or 1.5 months. I don't remember exactly, but I got sick at a certain point, really sick, and I couldn't draw for a few days, and then I just lost the urge to do it, and it got a little bit overwhelming with a bunch of other things that was going on in my life at that point. But I am slowly picking that up again, and I'm trying to catch up on the lost days that I skipped, which means sometimes I have to do like 3 or 4 sketches in a row, but still label them as the days that I missed. So I just put an older date to them. But as you can see in this book here, I'm still doing a lot of ballpoint pen sketches, trying to figure out what I want to do, really. I guess I'm doing a lot of faces at this point, and I think that's something I will go back to every now and then, because I do want to learn how to do a lot better faces and facial details like noses and eyes and whatnot. And I'm gonna start practicing that in the third book soon. Here is something I've shown before, a very quick and easy way to get something done. If you don't have any inspiration for the day, you can just take a pen and do a scribble, like you see here. I just did something. You can close your eyes and do something, and then you can look at that scribble and try and figure something out, turn that into something. So this turned out as a guy, or a very happy guy character thingamajig. And yeah, some days are really shitty day, and I think it's fun to point that out because this is sort of a diary as well, so I can go back to this and take a look. Oh yeah, I remember this day was not feeling too good. And here I started to experiment a little bit with markers and more skulls. I really got stuck into the skull sketching. I really like sketching skulls. It's a lot of fun. Or draw them and paint them. At this point, it still look very similar in the shape. But I'm gonna buy a human skull replica, actually, as soon as I can, and use that for sketch studies and whatnot. And here I had a reference. Most of these are with reference, by the way. And there are skulls that looks like this, so that's pretty cool. Didn't get the, what do you call it, perspective right, because it looks a little bit strange. But that's something I'm gonna go back to. Here is, I think this was somebody told me in a stream they wanted me to do a Pokemon. And I guess this is my version of a Pokemon. I didn't have too much inspiration, and I'm not too well known with Pokemon, so that's what I just threw together. A box face, actually a reference. Somebody manipulated a photo in Photoshop, I think, or rendered it in Photoshop. I don't know. So this one was pretty fun because this was on stream, if I don't remember wrong, or if I remember correctly. I think that's how you say it. And I just started with a line, this line here, with a marker, and then I started adding more marks, and eventually I thought this looked like an onion, and I turned it into a superhero, Onion Man. And it was kind of fun in the stream because I couldn't let it go, and I was like, Onion Man, Onion Man. I was singing Onion Man all the time and come up with stories about how he saves nobody, basically, because he's an onion. Anyway, that was fun, and here we're back to skulls again. I think this was just from my head. Again, I think I had a bunch of animals in the last, or the first sketchbook. They're a lot of fun to draw. This is a weird goose, I think. And here I started working a little bit more. You can see the progression, I guess, or the progress. Excuse me. And this was, of course, the 4th of May. And I wanted to do a Yoda, but with my kind of touch to it. So we got a little bit messed up there. Continued doing some quick Star Wars sketching. One of the droids. Some of the parts here are a little bit off, which is good. Making mistakes like this is really good because I can see it right away when I done it, and like, oh yeah, I need to work on that to make this look more rounded and whatnot, have a better shape. This is from a stream. This one took a longer time, of course, as you can see, and somebody wanted to, or I was asking for a daily sketch subject or idea, and somebody said tarot cards, and I picked the Hanged Man. And for some reason, it turned out like a scrotum-ish thing with limbs all over the place and a strange sky. But I like it. It was really fun to do, and doing tarot cards is something I want to try again later on, I think, but as a more plan of drawing. Here was a sketch of John Lee Studio, twitch.tv/John Lee Studio. I was watching his stream and sketching his face a little bit, turning him into a cyborg head. More skull things. And here we go again with Star Wars. I really enjoy doing Star Wars sketches or characters in this kind of style. I'm not sure why, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, as you can see, Jar Jar Binks, the one that everybody hates, but still like in some way, but still hates. Poor Jar Jar Binks. Anyway, he was really fun to draw, and I think it was at this point when I started to realize I don't have to do quick sketches. I can take a long time if I want to, and I learn a lot from these. I use references, of course, but I learn a lot from it. Here I was super sick, and I think this is at the point where I started lacking a little bit. Yeah, I think somewhere around here I took a break. I don't remember exactly where it was, but soon, I think. Maybe if I see... I think this is the worst Star Wars sketch I did of the characters, but he has a lot of hair. So, yeah, Chewie is a little bit difficult to do. I had an idea for something that I don't really remember, but a lot of wires, apparently. Here, I really need to work on hands. I can draw a hand if I really just draw the hand and nothing else, but if we're gonna draw hands on characters, it's a lot more difficult. So that's something I really wanna work with. Weird teeth and tongue and whatnot. Just a cube. Here I started some sketching for a painting that I did. Just loose ideas. And here is something I want to do as well. This is quick sketching as well, but I want to do a watercolor painting with a few skulls that are like merging together. And here we did a doodle raid, Simple Jinx, on twitch.tv. Didn't turn out really that great, but still okay. This is not supposed to be Jabba the Hutt, but kind of looks like him a little bit. This one I really like. I was listening to an audiobook called The Black Company, and there is a character in that book called Raven, and he's a really, really badass kind of guy. And for some reason, in my mind, he looked like a mix between a raven and a human. So this is what I pictured him. So I just drew it, and I can really recommend that book series, The Black Company. Really bad day. This is one of the worst days. Yeah, this might be the point where I started lacking on the sketches. Yeah, I don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Weird guy. Actually use a reference for that. Blobs. These are also kind of good if you don't have any ideas what you want to do. Just do a blob and try to make the shadows look good. Here again, back to the sketch idea I had before about the skull. I like this one. I haven't painted it like this, but I'm gonna go back to do that. Here we have, it's a trap. It's a trap guy. I don't remember his name. Is it Captain? No, Admiral Akbar. That's his name. And this was a lot of fun as well. I actually went back to this later and filled in the black background. That helps a lot to bring out the sketch. And you're gonna see a few more of those. Here again, some painting sketches. Blobs. Starting to be difficult to pick up the pages here. I think this is the point. I was laying in the sofa and was like, I have no inspiration. I'll just do some weird shit. And then I took a break for a long time. Yeah, this is the date. The 2nd of June. That's exactly when my... Or around this, not exactly, but around this date, that's when my vacation started, and that's when I started to, or stopped sketching. However, when I decided to go back to it, I started with the scribbles, because that's pretty much the easiest way to get going. And you can find some really cool characters in just sketches or scribbles. And you can see I used the red pen for the scribble, and then the black pen for picking out the character or whatever I saw in it. And I think I'm gonna do this a little bit more to catch up on some more dates. Here we have a giant. I pictured him as a giant. Might want to go back and redraw this one as a better drawing. Some faces. This is a hummingbird with ballpoint pen. I really like drawing birds, so started doing a few more birds. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's really colorful and a lot of fun to do. Here we have another one. Another strange guy. This was just, I don't know what I did here. I think I started with the stuff in the background. Then I added the skull, but for some reason I really like these shapes. The gray, the brown gray ones. So I might go back and do something or pick this out to another drawing because I really like those. They have like a stone texture or stone feel to it, but at the same time kind of organic, if you know what I mean. Could be used for something cool. This is down by the lake. There's a kind of futuristic house over there. And I sat on the other side of the lake and just tried to draw it. Really difficult, but a lot of fun. And this is on the way back home. Another building that I did a really quick sketch of standing up. Kind of interesting. And here is when things started to get out of hand. I wouldn't call this a sketch. This turned into like a 3 or 4 hour drawing. There's actually a speed drawing of this in the channel. If you go down to the speed drawing playlist, you can find this. It's a Blue Jay. Had a lot of fun. I was trying out a new ballpoint pen, the one with the multiple colors in it. Yeah, I had really fun with this. And started to work a little bit more with the ballpoint pen. Trying out some new colors. Before I just used black, red, and blue. But now I'm using pink and purple, and I really like the pink and purple together with the blue. Looks really nice. Here I was just trying out some like skin, wet skin texture thingamajig. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I like the result of it, and that's definitely something I'm gonna be using later on. Stream suggestion, they want me to draw a tiger, and it was really difficult, and it took a long time, and I wasn't really feeling everything. So I focused a little bit more on this area, which I think turned out kind of nice. I like the tongue there, and the highlights, the wetness. So still got some good stuff out of that. Here I did a flower, also a lot of fun to do. And you can see now that the sketches or the drawings are like picking up in quality, and also I've learned a lot up to this point. And this is some metal. I used H.R. Geiger, one of H.R. Geiger's paintings, as a reference to try and get a nice dirty metal look or texture. And yeah, it turned out kind of nice. It looks a little bit darker in the camera, but it still looks nice. And that's something I'm gonna use later on as well. This is also just, I don't know what it is. You can make it your own thing. It could be a trunk of an elephant or something else. It's up to you. And yeah, here again took a lot longer than I just sketched. This might have took 2.5 hours in stream. I was doing is Maz Kanata from Star Wars, of course, the newer Star Wars movie. And this is also speed drawing on the YouTube channel here. But at this point, I started to really enjoy doing these kind of small drawings with references and just trying to pick out the shadows and the highlights and getting the textures somewhat good at least, and just practicing on that. So I started taking suggestions. This is the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth. So I did a few of these. Space Jockey from Alien. So the sketching has turned into something else here. I still call it sketching, I think, because I'm doing it as quick as I can and just trying to learn shapes and shadows and textures. And I'm not super careful. I'm just, it doesn't matter if I mess up. I can just paint over it or do whatever. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and that's what's count, I guess. But as you can see, the black background really helps to pop out the image. And here you can see some areas are not very well drawn, but it doesn't matter. It still looks nice. This one, super happy with this one, except for this part, a little bit too dark. But this is from The Thing. And there are 4 more pages here, but I wanted to end on so I have exactly 3 months. So I just skipped the 4 last pages. So that's what I'm gonna do from now on. So maybe I can write something here, or just, yeah, we'll see what I use those for. But that's the last picture, and I hope you see the progress I've done from just the beginning of this book even. When it felt a little bit like I don't know. I really like the faces here. I like a lot of these drawings, but at the end, I'm really starting to pick up more skill and knowledge and just having a lot of fun. That's basically where I'm looking for. So that's it for this book. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said before, if you didn't check out the first one, check the link. Oh, it's not here anymore, but check the link in the description, and you can see the difference between the first one and this one. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time for the 3rd book that will be up as soon as it's done, hopefully soon. And leave a like if you liked it. If you don't like it, leave a dislike. Anyhow, take care, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.